All right, so here we are starting the triangle proofs unit. I know some of you are nervous about this unit, but we're going to take this one step at a time and we're going to build it slowly. And hopefully we'll go at a pace that makes you feel comfortable with the material, but it's definitely going to be something different than what you're used to dealing with, but you're definitely capable of doing it, and we're just going to take it one piece at a time. So let's start with the basics. Before you're able to deal with triangle proofs, you need to be an expert at identifying corresponding parts in triangles, whether it be from a diagram, or we're going to learn in a second here that you can also understand corresponding parts, identify corresponding parts from their names. So in this particular one, we're going to name three pairs of corresponding angles. In this case, it's pretty easy to tell from the markings which angles correspond with each other. So we're going to have angle BAC with angle EDF. We're going to have angle ABC corresponds to angle DEF. And finally, we're going to have angle ACB corresponds to angle DEF. And then similarly with sides, we can identify corresponding parts by the markings that show that they're congruent. So we've got side AB corresponding to DE. We've got AC corresponding to DF. And we have BC corresponding to EF. Now, you're not always going to have a diagram, or if you do have a diagram, you're not always going to have markings. In fact, most of the time, you're not going to have the markings. So we need to be able to identify corresponding parts by their names, and you can actually do that. As long as you have a congruent statement, which is what this is right here, one thing congruent to another thing, you can identify corresponding parts by the order of the letters. So D corresponds to C, O corresponds to A, and G corresponds to T. So with that information, we can get angles and sides. So we're going to have angle DOG corresponds to angle CAT, and then we'll do the other variations. Angle DGO corresponds to angle CTA, and angle OGD corresponds to angle ATC. So you just line up the letters. So DGO is like first, last, middle. So that would mean first, last, middle in the other one. And then we have middle, last, first. So middle, last, first. It works the exact same way. And the same thing with sides. So we could have side DO corresponds to CA. We have DG corresponds to CT. And we have OG corresponds to AT. So now that we're able to identify corresponding parts, we should be able to write a congruence statement. So these two triangles are congruent to each other. You don't necessarily know how I know that yet, but you will actually at the end of this lesson. And so if I look at this, I can see I get to write my first congruence statement. So I get to write the first part of it. So I'm going to do triangle ABC. Now I chose that arbitrarily. I could have just as easily have said ACB or CAB, doesn't matter. And so now what I have to do is I have to figure out what corresponds to what here. So if I look at this, A doesn't have any markings. It doesn't have any markings, but it's you could consider it to be the way I look at it is I'm like, okay, well, if I start at the angle that is marked and I go across the segment that has two congruence marks on it, then I get to A. So if I start at the segment that's marked, I'm sorry, the angle that's marked, and I go across the segment that has two congruence marks, that leads me to X. So that means that X corresponds to A. And then when I look at B, B is start at the angle that's marked and go across the segment that has one congruence mark. So I do the same thing in the other triangle, and I end up at Y. And so that leaves me with Z last. And so basically, this is kind of like a puzzle. You take the markings that you do have, and through that, you sort of unlock what pieces correspond to each other, and that allows you to write a proper congruence statement. Now, on the next page, you're going to actually discover on your own there are 5 methods in which you are going to try and prove that two triangles are congruent. You're going to do that with this gizmo here that I created for you in GeoGebra. Now, when you use this, what you're trying to do is you're trying to figure out how many triangles you can create that are different. So in a lot of cases, you're only going to be able to create one triangle. You may be able to create a second triangle, but it's exactly the same as the first one. I want to know your goal for each of these scenarios is to figure out if you can create more than one triangle. So not two that are the same, I mean two completely different triangles that are different sizes. And that's what you're going to be recording here. And I'll probably explain this a little bit more in class, but this is your next step, is to move on to here.